Hey, so welcome. My name's Gaynor from FitFish, and in this video, I want to share the one key thing to help with your meal planning. What do they actually call it? One key thing that takes the effort out of meal planning. So how are you with your meal planning? Are you all sorted? Have you been doing it for years? Do you go in phases? Sometimes you plan, sometimes you don't. Do you know it's a good idea, but you've never got round to it? Have you tried it, but actually it doesn't work for you? So how is it for you? Where are you at? I'd love to know. What stops you from meal planning? Is it time? Is it you just don't know where to start? Is it just too much effort? Do you not feel that you have the resources or the knowledge to do it? What stops you? And also, what happens if you don't plan? Is it that you've just got cupboards full of food and you know you're fine and sorted? Or is it that you just shop randomly a few times a week, grabbing bits and pieces? Or you still do a whole 1 week shop, but somehow you come home with having spent as much money, but feeling like you haven't quite got a grip on the week and haven't quite got full meals? Or do you resort to the freezer, or do you resort to takeaways? What happens if you don't plan? I'd love to know that as well. Planning can be so good for so many reasons, and this doesn't necessarily mean knowing what you're going to eat on Monday night, knowing what you're going to eat on Tuesday night. It could mean that you've just got 7 nights worth of meals and you know that you're covered for a week. And there's so many benefits. So it does save time, although it's harder work at the beginning, takes a little bit of an effort. It saves you having to think about it every day. All you need then do is think in the morning, oh, what are we having tonight? Oh, that, okay, yeah, we need to do this, that, and the other. You haven't got that constant stress where you're like, right, what should I have for dinner tonight? It also means that things work out a little bit cheaper because you can buy specifically for the meals of the week rather than buying lots of carrots, say, and then not using the rest of them because you haven't planned to include them in the rest of your week. Hello, welcome. Don't have much time, so it's more the time then, but I promise that meal planning saves you time. It will take probably about half an hour in the beginning, but as you get quicker and more experience with it, then you can get it down to about 5 minutes. So I'm going to share one thing, but I'll probably slip in a couple of other things, to be honest, as well, because less stress, less time wasted then daily thinking about what you're going to eat, less waste, and it's cheaper. So I would highly recommend it. I've been doing it for years now. And if I have a week where for some reason I don't plan, then I feel, just a little bit all over the place. So my main tip for meal planning would be, hello, welcome. Cool. So batch cooking, that's a great idea. So my main tip would be themes. So instead of coming to the beginning of the week, blank page, thinking, right, I've got to pluck 7 meal ideas out of the air, I have themes for different nights. So every evening, instead of choosing between 20, 30, 40 dishes that you know of, or maybe 10 or whatever your repertoire is, you are only then choosing between 2 or 3. So you could have stir fry night, you could have slow cooker night, you could have roast night, you could have jacket potato night, you could have leftovers night, you could have vegan night, you could have chicken night, you could have curry night. You get the idea. So it can be great to look at your week, grab your diary and think, actually, I'm out on a Monday until 8 o'clock, then I need to eat before I go out to another meeting. Maybe that's a good day for a slow cooker meal, or maybe that's a good day for heating something up out of the freezer. On a Tuesday, you might be at home all day, you need to eat early before going out again. So what you might have half an hour to spend on cooking. So decide your themes. What could your themes be? And then instead of choosing out of all these different options, you're just choosing out of 2 or 3 things per night, which makes it so much easier when it comes to planning. So much simpler and so much more appealing because you just don't have to think as much. My other tips, throw in another couple of tips here would be to have some kind of default week. So when you have one of those weeks where it's just not a priority for you to plan, or you're a bit stressed, or you run out of time, then have a default week. So a default menu for a week that you know you've got a shopping list for, you can order really quickly, you can go and shop for that really quickly, or if you do online shopping, you can repeat your order. Then that will really help, because you won't have to give it much brain power, much energy, yet you'll still reap the rewards of having a planned week, which will help you in all kinds of different areas of your life. So that's themes, that's having a default week. And a couple of you there have mentioned the whole batch cooking and bulk cooking. That, of course, is a great one as well. So you could maybe cook 7 meals one week, but then only need to cook 3 meals the next week, depending on the size of your freezer. So it gets easier with time. Also, what I find helpful is, instead of having recipes all over the place, is pulling them together. So having a book. So I literally have a note. This is my diary. It's not the actual book, but it looks very similar to this. I have a notebook where I've got all of my recipes or ideas in. So instead of hunting around all over the place, I can just look through this and have a look what I'm going to cook. And also, what was I going to say? There was one other point there which has slipped my mind. Oh yeah, the other one is not trying to be a sous chef or a professional chef in this season of your life. Basically, if you don't like cooking extravagant recipes, or you haven't got time, don't do it. When we were growing up, we probably ate on rotation about 10 different meals. We just don't really remember that, but that's probably what happened. Say 7 to 14 meals that were just on rotation. So don't feel the need to put yourself under pressure to create all these different meals and recipes so that no one remembers having the same thing twice. It just doesn't matter. If this season of your life is busy, then try and get a healthy balance over a week or 2 weeks and just keep repeating it. Hey, you can throw in a few different vegetables, or you can make a bolognese into a chili the next night. You can vary it a little bit, but now's not the time possibly to be a chef, as it were. So you don't even need to follow recipes. I like recipes, but I don't like those kind of recipes where you open the book and it says soak for 24 hours and you're like, oh, nah, I won't bother doing that bit. So why not just have some ideas, some simple meal ideas where you don't have to refer to a recipe book or think too much about it. Okay, so a few things there, but my main one I wanted to talk about was the themes. So simplify it. Don't try and grab ideas from all the millions floating around in your head, but still think. You can just think curry night. Okay, got 3 curries I can cook. I'll cook that one. Stir fry night, jacket potato night, noodle night, pasta night, whatever it is. So I hope that helps. Do let me know if the idea of themes is helpful, or anything that I've said is helpful. Maybe give away some of your ideas and how you manage to plan your meals. We're none of us getting it perfect at all, but we're trying to make it easier for ourselves. So if we could share some of those tips, that would be brilliant. And also I'd love for you to share any of your kind of no-brainer, everyone likes this meal, it's really easy to cook, kind of, yes, that's an easy one kind of meals. You know what I mean. For me, it would be the butternut squash dal, which is on the Fit Fish website. I'll share the link, and the veggie chili as well. They're kind of no-brainers, easy to do. Everyone likes them. Yes, that's a really easy one. Also pasta. Okay. Oh, great. I'm glad you like the themes idea. Anyone else, do let me know what was helpful there, and do share some of your ideas, and I will see you all soon. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.